All right. Hey, everybody. What's good? Mid-morning soul back at it again with another playthrough part, another chapter for you for Piofiore Episodio 1926. And it is daytime, so the lovely Francesca Manor is now lit up by the sun, still looking as beautiful as ever. And folks, these chapters are very long. I don't know if it's just me or whatever, but since I'm uploading it by chapter, it's been these are quite meaty chapters. But nonetheless, let's get on into it because we have come across some chicanery going on. Dante, wrong place, wrong time, and he got arrested. And this was leading up to some of the other shenanigans going on with the Berlone police under Ernesto De Feo's leadership. So yeah, I can't wait to see how this next chapter 3, Con Fuoco, I probably said that wrong, but y'all let me know in the comments if my Italian is like really, really bad. I understand. But without further ado, folks, let's get it. Here we are. Berlone, Nicola, Chapter 3. Let's proceed. Shall we? We shall. A week had passed since Dante's arrest by the Berlone police. Nicola finished his morning espresso and stood from his seat. Leaving already?
今日は早めに帰れると思う。大丈夫？
I'm fine, but Julia... After Dante's arrest, a heavy pall lingered in the manor. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't rattled myself. Julia, in particular, seemed to take it harder than anyone else.
少し休みを取ってもらう方がいいかもしれないね。このままだと倒れるまで無理をしそうだ。君も気にかけてあげてくれる？
Yes, of course.
ありがとう、リリー。
You're welcome. Nicola kissed me on the forehead as usual, kissing my lips for the third time in a row.
ニコラさん、車の用意ができました。
Nicola's eyes remained on me as if reluctant to leave, but then he nodded and departed the salon. He would be probably... Or what the fuck? Where did B come from? He would probably visit the station again in between meetings to see Dante. He had been going there every day for the past week, but there was never granted permission to speak to Dante, not even once. Oof. Nicola returned to the manor the night after Dante's arrest and explained everything to me.
ダンテの逮捕は死刑の勇み足だ。おそらく確固たる証拠があるわけじゃない。だからそんなに長引かずに出られると思う。レオもすぐ出られたしね。
But Dante had been behind bars much longer than Leo had at this point. Although nobody spoke of it beyond what was necessary. Everyone in the Falzone family was on edge and worried about the situation. I cleared the dishes from the table and brought them into the kitchen with a sigh. Julia? Nicola just left.
そうですか。
Julia responded absent-mindedly, and I noticed she looked rather pale. Aww. I think she considered Dante like her son. Say, Julia, how about you get some rest?
いいえ、私なら大丈夫ですよ。それにまだ仕事がありますし。
No, ma'am. You are going to rest, okay? I understand Julia's position, though. It's like you want to work to keep your mind off of it, but like Nicola said, you're gonna run yourself ragged if you keep at it like that. Well, why don't you leave the dishes to me?
です
Hang
が
on, but it's one of the many. It's one of my many talents. I've never broken a dish in all my life, you know. Okay. Yeah, my thoughts exactly. It would make me so happy to help you in any way that I can.
ありがとうございます、リリー。でしたら、少しだけ休ませてもらいますね。
Do that. Good. Question. Sure. Free my boy Dante.
さっさと吐けば楽になれるぞ。どう
Oh
だ
God. I can hear it in his voice. He's reeling his fist back.
毎日毎日同じことの繰り返しでよく飽きないな。言ったはずだ。俺たちに後ろ暗いところはない。
I pushed down the dull pain and spoke clearly. My men stayed strong through these violent interrogations, and I would do the same. As the boss of the family, it was my duty to uphold our honor at all costs.
強情な。まだ証拠は用意できないのか。
Motherfucker, you trying to plant something on my boy? He didn't do nothing. You ain't got nothing.
たく、こいつに嫁や娘の一人でもいれば話が早かったんだがな。
Crooked ass cop. I watched as Julia walked out of the kitchen with weary footsteps. Though still concerned, I put on an apron, rolled up my sleeves, and got started on the dishes. After cleaning up, I looked around the kitchen. She said she was planning on baking some focaccia. Oh, I know what that is. Bread. I know one thing. So I should get the dough ready. I sure hope Nicola was able to see Dante today. I couldn't seem to take my mind off the matter. Nicola maintained the same composure as always, but I knew he was more worried about Dante than anyone. I need to keep myself busy. I took a deep breath to lift my spirits. As I began to prepare the focaccia dough, I fell into a thoughtful silence once more. God, I said 1,000 silence.
いくら粘られても無理なものは無理だ。
Fuck. Let my boy see Dante. What's going on? What the fuck shit y'all running? The officer at the front desk was as haughty as usual.
ファルツォーネだろうが何だろうが関係ない。面会は一切許可できない。諦めて帰るんだな。
Wow. When I received the news that Dante had been arrested, I immediately went to the casino. According to the direttore, Dante was apparently arrested without just cause.
私も大変驚きました。突如、死刑の方々が踏み込んでこられまして。
You probably led them in on it, fool.
もちろん、私どもも大切なお客様をお守りするため対応したのですが、力及ばず。
Well, that's cap. We know that.
どうやら死刑は本日のお取引に関して何やら確信を持って踏み込まれたようですね。
フランチェスカ様、何かお心当たりは？
あの日の商談は扱っていた品や条件も含めて違法なものは何一つなかったはずだ。なのにこの対応、死刑は強引にダンテを有罪に持ち込むつもりなのかもしれない。
My imagination began to invite unpleasant fears when the door at the end of the hallway opened. Oh, my boy! You have something to do with this, I'm willing to bet. A young man walked toward me with the police officer at his side. As they passed, he mumbled.
ダンテ・ファルツォーネもかわいそうに。
何を？
報いだよ。君たちの命運は尽きた。
Ooh, damn. I knew you. Well, I didn't know, but I'm not surprised either. Yeah. He had a hand in this. I reached out to block his way and saw a smug smile creep over his face.
おい、こちらは峡谷の方だぞ。無礼な。
どうしたんですか、ニコラさん。ここで目立つ行動はまずいです。
I lowered my arm, holding back frustration.
どうしてテオがここに？
It was not unusual to see a priest talking to the police from time to time. But the fact he was here at this very moment was timed too suspiciously for comfort.
一体何を考えている？
Unable to read his intentions, all I could do was keep my guard up and my eyes open. I clenched my fists tightly. He's here! I saw his car pull up in front of the manor, so I quickly went out to greet him. Oh yeah, I forgot Lily's staying with Balzone. Nicola, you're back!
ただいま。わざわざ迎えに出てきてくれたんだ。ありがとう。
Nicola seemed appreciative of my presence as he stepped out of the car, but he must not have been able to see Dante. It was clear by the look on Nicola's face that he had been unsuccessful.
ごめんね。少し仕事が立て込んでいるんだ。夕食はいらないってジュリアに伝えてくれる？
No, baby, you can't keep skipping out on meals. Okay. Nicola then strode past me into the manor.
Ah, Nicola. 少し話しても?
As I was heading to the office, our consigliere, I think that's how you say it, Calvino called out to me.
ハポの様子はどうだ? まだ出られないのか?
手は尽くしているんだけど、難しいね。強引な手に出ればダンテに危険が及ぶ可能性もある。
I responded in a collective manner, so as to show that I had things under control. That being said, I was losing confidence in my ability to maintain a strong front much longer. It was more important now than ever that no one knew how anxious I was actually feeling.
こんなことは言いたくないが、カポが不在の間は、お前は自由に組織を動かせる。だから、釈放に向けて本腰を入れていないのでは、という声も組織の中では上がっている。
ああ、僕が信用できないって言いたい？
それは君の意見かな、コンシリエーレ。
I mean, you did defect to the Visconti, so.
いや、
好きに言わせておけばいい。君たちがおしゃべりに興じている間に、僕はアンダーボスとしてすべきことをする。信用できないか。
I mean, we went over this. It's because you defected at one point. Yeah, you even acknowledge it. So what's the big deal? I had betrayed the family once before. It was only natural that their concerns would be raised. Dante had explained my betrayal as a part of a deliberate strategy, but some were reluctant to believe it. Mm-hmm.
僕が構成員の前で焦ったり動揺したり隠さずに苛立ちを見せれば彼らは納得するのかな。
Even if it proved my innocence, I still bristled at the idea of causing unease within our ranks by showing my emotions.
いつからだったかな。気持ちを隠すのが、嘘をつくのが上手くなったのは。誰に信じられなくてもいい。何を言われても今さら傷つきはしない。
There was someone in my life who still trusted a liar like me. Me? Yeah. The image of her face appeared in my mind.
とにかく早く状況を動かさないと。
There were still some, there's no some in there. There were still things that were in my power. Wanting him to at least have a bite, I headed to his office with an espresso and some biscotti. What the hell? Hoping to get at least get him to eat something light. Nicola appeared in the corridor. What the hell was that about?
ああ、君か。どうしたの？
I brought these for you.
エスプレッソを持ってきてくれたんだ。ありがとう。
Yeah, that sounds pretty good right about now. Nicola smiled, taking the tray from my hand. Nicola, are you busy tomorrow too? I was hoping you would take some time off for yourself. Girl, we got a whole new can of worms that were open. I mean, I know the last thing you want to do is take a break now of all times, but I understood the situation. But I was worried about Nicola, who I was sure hadn't slept much all week. He looked at me for a quiet moment, then spoke in a low voice.
ごめんね。辛いのは僕だけじゃない。君だって心配だよね。明日はちょっと出かけようか。教会に顔を出して、それから外で食事なんてどう？
Hell yeah, sounds nice. Thank you, Nicola. I'd love to.
今夜のうちに仕事を片付けちゃうから、明日の朝は君が起こしに来て。
Yes, of course.
じゃあ、おやすみ。夜更かししないでちゃんと眠るんだよ。
He gently kissed my forehead, then headed back into his room. Damn it! My lips, Nicola, my lips. The following day, Nicola made time. Nicola made time for me as promised. We decided to head out to Arca for a change of scene. It had been a long while since we walked together holding hands like this.
いらっしゃいリリー。それにシニョーレ・フランチェスカも。
Elena was sleeping the outside when she noticed us and hurried over.
そうやって並んでいるとすごくお似合いよ。ねえ、ここまでずっと手をつないできたの？
Girl, don't expose my game.
もちろん、シニョリーナのエスコートは僕の役目だからね。
Nicola was completely at ease as he responded. I was happy that he acknowledged what Elena said about how perfect we looked together. Still, I felt my cheeks prickling.
今日は何か用事でも？
No, we didn't come for any particular reason. We just stopped by to see everyone. Elena nodded with a welcoming smile.
じゃあ、ゆっくりしていってね。
Thanks, I can always count on you, homegirl. Thank you, Elena. Nicola and I headed over to the refectory. The moment we stepped inside, Sister Sophia came to greet us.
いらっしゃい、リリー。シニョーレ・フランチェスカもようこそ。いろいろと聞き及んでいます。
Sister Sophia's voice was kind as she spoke with a solemn expression.
大変な時期だと思いますが、主はきっと見守ってくれていますよ。
グラーツィエ、シスターソフィア。僕たちもすべきことをするよ。神様に任せきりじゃ申し訳ないからね。
Nicola smiled as he always did, then asked Sister Sophia a question.
他に何か困りごとはないかな？
ええ、特には。ファルツォーネの方々には本当によくしていただいてますから。護衛までつけてくださって本当に感謝しています。
I had no idea. I wasn't aware that the Falzoni was still actively protecting the church. I looked at Nicola with surprise. He merely responded with a gentle smile and a nod.
お茶はいかがです？時間があるならゆっくりしていってくださいね。
I would like some tea myself, but I'm fasting.
ぜひいただくよ。僕の恋人はシスターともっと話したいだろうし。
Yes, I would. Thank you. His thoughtfulness brought a smile to my face.
すぐに用意してきますね。
What kind of tea y'all have? Say, Nicola. After seeing Sister Sophia walk off to the kitchen, I asked. Hold on. Let me say. What will you do about Dante? About the guards? Blah, blah, blah. Okay. About the guards. I feel as though that's not important. I guess, if I wanted to kiss his ass, I'd be like, oh yeah, it's so great, thank you for stationing the guards here. No, but real talk, I do want to know the answer of the first question, but I think that kind of defeats the purpose of why I wanted him to, stop worrying about it for like at least a little bit so he can relax himself. It hurts, but I'm going to go with the second choice. And, yeah. About the Falzone guards stationed here to watch over the church. I didn't know about it, but thank you, Nicola.
これくらいは当然だよ。ここは君の家なんだから。
Gush, gush, gush. All that good stuff. Yeah, I feel like the first question would have, even though that's what I want to know, but we'll save it for the alternate choices, y'all. While I was happy to hear him say it, there was something else that made me feel uneasy. I know! I'm seen as your weakness, aren't I? That's why others might target the church to gain leverage against the Falzone. That's why you have to guard the church. Why are you telling him this? Girl, I might as well ask him the first question if he's gonna revert to all that sulking.
失言だったかな。
Is that a good... Are you taking it as a good thing or something otherwise? Nicola chuckled to himself after hearing what I had to say.
可能性はそう高くないよ。けど、心配の種は芽を出す前に摘んでおきたいからね。
Thank you, Nicola. Beast! Okay. Okay, just simple narrator, man. There weren't many customers at this hour, making it too easy to enter through the back door. Ooh.
お前はやめ
Ooh. I would kill all who stood in my way. Oh my god, who is this? Even if these hooks felt heavier in my hand. Oh, Yang. Yeah, this has to be Yang. This has to be Yang. God dog it. I dragged my leg behind me as I cut down anyone I encountered along the way. Ooh. My sudden appearance surprised him.
まさかなぜ君がここに
You finna get clapped. I wouldn't be asking him that. I would rather respond with action. Rip Directori? Okay. I dragged... What the hell happened to Yang in the first game in Nicola's route? I could have sworn they killed him. I don't know. Maybe I'm hallucinating. Whatever. We'll find out. He looked after me in so many ways, whether I realized it or not. I was very grateful for his concern. And so, we spent a leisurely afternoon at the church enjoying tea with Sister Sophia. That's nice. Sister Sophia invited us to stay for lunch, but as we were only here for a brief visit, I politely declined and we went on our way. Nicola and I walked around to see where we could stop for a meal before returning to the manor. We discovered a familiar face nearby.
ようニコラ、リリーも一緒なんだな。
Gil called out to us with a friendly smile.
ギルバート。
どうしたんだこんなとこで。
見てわからない？
なるほど、デートか。
その通りだよ。君、分かってて声をかけたんだね。
まあいいじゃねえか。これから食事か？
Oh, how convenient, you crashing in, Mr. Third Wheel.
まあそんなところ。
どこか予約してるんじゃなきゃ一緒にどうだ。近くにうまい店があるんだ。
Bruh, we wanted to be by ourselves.
ギルバート。
Do you not understand the concept of date? Nicola squinted his eyes with dissatisfaction. Okay, I'm with Nicola on this one. Thanks, but no thanks. We're good.
今言ったばかりだよね。僕たちデートしているんだけど。
いいじゃねえか。知らねえ中でもあるまいし。
Gil, I know you feel a certain way if the shoe were on the other foot. I nodded and accepted Gil's offer. Lily, your dumb tail doesn't know what a date is either. It'll be fun to catch up with you, Gil.
リ リー。
The fuck, Lily? It's nice to get together once in a while. Girl, come on. Don't do that.
決まりだな。最高のカルツォーネを食わせて
Oh,
や
I
る
know
よ。
what that is. They're pretty good. Calzone. A baked dish with dough folded into a crescent or a half-moon shape. It can be stuffed with a variety of ingredients such as cheese, olives, and tomatoes. Pretty damn good. Although I wanted to have one from like a authentic place, not a, fast food franchise place. We headed to the bustling plaza where crowds of people were coming and going. The air was filled with lively conversations of restaurant patrons dining al fresco.
外でいいか？今日はいい天気だからな。
君は構わない？
Not at all. I mind though. But is it really alright for Nicola and Gil to be out in public like this? Nicola was the Falzone family's underboss, and Gil was the Visconti family's boss. Anything that either of them did had the power to affect the town in no small way. At the same time, Nicola doesn't seem to. I'm not making words up. I'm putting words in where it don't belong. At the same time, Nicola doesn't really make himself known as the underboss, so last year's incident put Nicola in the paper, but hardly any pictures of him were published. In any case, if neither of them were worried, then I shouldn't worry myself.
ようギル、今日はどうする？そうだな。何がおすすめだ？
Did you recommend us a calzone?
ちょうどいい子牛肉が入ったから、サルティンボッカ？
Saltimbocca. Saltimbocca. I thought it was bocha. Whatever. Maybe it's boca. A dish of veal wrapped in prosciutto and sage. Not my jam, but I'd try it. Especially if somebody else is paying for it.
じゃあそれとカルツォーネを3人分頼む。あとはマルサラワインなんてどうだ？香り高くて口当たりもいい。
Okay. Marsala, a fortified wine produced in the region surrounding the Italian city of Marsala in Sicily.
あれは結構度数が高いんだよね。甘くて飲みやすい分心配だな。
Ooh. Really? I wouldn't mind having some. your foot's in the door, Nicola. Please, Nicola. I promise I won't drink too much. Fast forward to like 5 bottles later. I rarely ever said anything like this, but I was determined to make the most of the day. Seeing how hopeful I was, Nicola chuckled.
じゃあ少しだけね。
Wait, this girl can hold her liquor. So hey, if she wanna try it, by all means, go for it.
へえ、仲良くやってるようだな。ま、ニコラが振り回されてるのはうちの屋敷にいた頃から変わってねえみたいだが。
Really? I always thought I was the one who was no match for Nicola.
実際らしくない動きしてたのはニコラの方だったって俺は思うぜ。
Fuck is this Arya shit? Nicola forces a kiss on the heroine. He regrets that his emotions get the better of him. Sure, let's go for it. Was this the one where Gil played the prank? Whatever. After leaving Lily's room, I headed down to the lounge. My footsteps led me to a place full of people. That way, if she chased after me, I could avoid a situation where we would be alone together.
どうしてキスなんて。
I think this is the one where I freaked out. It was forced against her will. I pushed her into compliance without asking. I kept her from resisting as the emotion peaked.
自分が信じられない。あの時僕は何を口走った？
My memory of it failed me, yet I clearly remembered what Lily said. Is that Lily? Or is that him? It would have mattered. I had talked over it. It would have mattered if you died back then. If I had to go through it again, I would still do the same thing.
どうして？
Because I want to protect you, Nicola. Yeah, this was a freak out kid. Yeah, fun fact, I had to lower that because I was screeching so loud in that one.
ただの女の子。
Oh,
マフィアである僕を守れるはずなんてないのに。
but she protected me tonight.
自分が死ぬかもしれない状況で僕の身を案じて後先も考えずに。
Of course I was angry at her back then.
でもだからってあんな風に強引にキスするべきじゃなかった。
I looked up, hearing the doors open. In walked Gilbert.
ようニコラ、彼女大丈夫だったか？
ああ、大した傷じゃなかったよ。
なんだ深刻な顔して。まさか勢いに任せて手でも出しちまったのか？
I felt my face become hot despite my efforts.
まさか図星か？
君が思うようなことはしていない。
へえ、じゃあどういうことならしたんだよ。キスくらいはしちまったのか？
君には関係ないよ。
I stood up from the sofa and quickly left the lounge without looking at him.
ただの軽口だ。ギルバートは確信があって言ったわけじゃない。
So why did I react like that?
普段なら隠し通せるのに。
A wave of self-loathing gripped me. I couldn't control my body or my emotions anymore. Everything was out for all to see. The second I closed my eyes, I saw her face wet with tears. Before I realized what I was doing, I touched my lips with my fingers. I could only sigh at my stupidity.
実際らしくない動きしてたのはニコラの方だったって俺は思うぜ。
Nicola was looking on with an indescribable expression on his face.
懐かしいよな。ニコラの本心をあぶり出すために俺が一芝居打って。
That's what I thought. If there was gonna be an aria, I thought it was gonna be centered around that.
あの時は殺してやろうかと思ったよ。
Gil's boisterous laugh was infection. What the fuck? Infection. And I found myself giggling as well. Gil must know what's going on with Dante. I appreciated how he was trying to cheer us up without mentioning that topic. We had a great lunch with good conversation and delicious food. Gil picked up the menu, thinking aloud that it was about time to have Dolce when...
ギルはいるか？
A man came running into the plaza, his face pale and full of desperation. Gil immediately stood up to make his presence known.
俺ならここだ。何があった、マシモ。
ギル、大変なんだ。あんたの屋敷が。
Before Massimo could even finish, Gil rushed off at once. Gil! Are you picking up the bill? I stood up in a hurry. Nicola quickly set down some bills on the table to pay for our meal. What a bastard.
お釣りはいらないから。
What a bastard! How you gonna invite us to lunch and then, run off? Like, well, how you know he ain't playing this out with Massimo? Like, hey, I'm kind of short on cash, so I'm gonna need you to run here and act like something bad happened. I'm kidding. Probably something really bad happened. Nicola addressed the confused waiter nearby, then took my hand in his. I looked up at him and nodded. We immediately ran after Gil towards Creta to the Visconti Manor. Uh-oh. What? I was frozen at the sight. The Visconti Manor was engulfed in flames. I could feel the heat, even from this distance. Wait, hold on. How far? I don't know. But, y'all should have seen, like, the billows of smoke or something, I guess. I would have not been able to move forward had it not been for Nicola's hand guiding the way. Are y'all running into the damn smoke? No, sweetheart, no. Gil shouted as he made his way through the crowd that had gathered around the manor. Nicola and I chased after him, making our way through the space he created between them. Don't go in there! We finally made it through the crowd to the front of the manor when Nicola called out to Gil. Gil didn't turn around and only watched as the flames continued to consume the building. Suddenly, from inside the manor appeared a shadow.
Gino!
What the fuck? Who is Gino? Gil ran toward him. Okay. He grabbed a hold of Gino as he fell. I don't know, Gino didn't inhale all that smoke. As I followed Gil, I noticed Gino's hurt all over. Not only was he badly burned, but there were heavy gashes all over his body. Oh, somebody was slicing and dicing him. Oh, he's probably dead. He reached out to Gil to say something, but his voice was inaudible. The heat must have burned his throat. Gil gave a small nod and took the hand that Gino extended to him. To my horror, Gino's skin began peeling off. Please don't show that.
心配すんな。後のことは任せろ。
Hearing Gil's response, Gino's body slowly relaxed and grew limp. His charred arm finally fell to the side. Oh man. Gil respectfully laid him down on the ground and slowly stood up.
Fankuro!
He spat out his frustration, turning toward the blazing manor.
Gilberto!
As Nicola knew what Gil was going to do next, he grabbed Gil by the shoulder.
話せ、ニコラ。
No, don't go in there, just gotta let it burn. Like the great Usher said.
もう無理だ。今から行っても。
Yeah, there's really nothing you can do.
けど中に。
誰のことも助けられない。今はこらえるんだ。くそ！
Gil's clenched fists were shaking. As his rage grew, so did the blazing fire, which gained more and more momentum. This was the place Gil called home. He had nowhere to return now. He hadn't spoken a single word since we arrived here. It must be taking all of his strength to hold back his grief. Bartolo quietly brought him a glass of liquor without saying anything. The living room was completely silent as I awaited Nicola's return. After the tragedy, Nicola brought me and Gil to the Francesca Manor.
ファルツォーネに君を連れて行くのはさすがにまずいけど、ここは僕の指定だし気にしなくていい。
With that, Nicola turned to me and whispered in a lowered voice.
何が起きたのか少し調べてくる。彼を見ていてあげてくれる？
Nicola, he's doing like double duty. Of course. Nicola's investigation must have been thorough. He didn't come home until late at night. Nicola, welcome back.
ただいま。
Nicola took off his hat, turning to Gil, excuse me.
ギルバート、いい知らせと悪い知らせ、どちらから聞きたい？
Bad, but that's me.
いい知らせから頼む。
屋敷の火はすでに消し止められた。近所への延焼も最小限で済んだよ。
That's why I'd rather say the bad news. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. That's supposed to be the good news.
悪い知らせは。
Get ready. Punch up.
生存者は見つかっていない。事件当時屋敷にいた人間は全員死亡しているというのが死刑の見解だ。
Yeah, damn. So, I'm wondering if like people were strung out or something that they couldn't, or no. So the crazy man, whoever, the crazy person, attacked them. We don't know who this is, but they talk about some hooks and shit like that. It's gotta be Yang, but it might not be. Might be somebody else affiliated with him. But yeah, somebody might have got to slicing and dicing and incapacitating folks, and then they set the manor on fire.
何人かの遺体が運び出されたけど、ほとんどは炭化していて人相もわからない。やけどの程度が比較的軽い遺体もいくつかはあった。それらの遺体にはおかしな共通点が見つかっている。
What do you mean?
やけど以外にいくつもの傷があった。切創や刺創が。
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, why a lot of y'all folks just in the house that they must have got wounded. I could picture Gino in my mind's eye. He had gashes all over him too.
今分かっているのはこれだけ。目撃者も見つかっていない。誰が何のためにヴィスコンティを襲ったのか、今の時点で推測できる材料はない。
After a moment of silence, Gil spoke again in a quiet voice.
オリバーが。
He died! He somehow managed to keep his voice from shaking.
今日は屋敷にいるはずだった。取引前に書類の確認をする必要があって。
Oh no.
お前はいつも私を働かせてばかりだとか、文句を言いながら仕事してた。 土産に酒でも買って帰ろうかと思ってたんだがな。
Gil. Oh, he died. Oh. I didn't know what to say. Breaking the silence that had fallen over the room, Nicola spoke to me gently.
君も遅くまで待っていてくれてありがとう。今夜はもう休んだ方がいい。眠れそう？
Yes, I'll be fine. I did my best to stay calm, but I noticed Nicola looking bothered by my forced smile. But without saying another word, he nodded. Nicola then called out... Bleh, there's no out. Nicola then called to Bartolo, who was standing at the ready in the corner of the living room.
ねえバルトロ、ワイングラで埃をかぶっている年代物のバローロがあったよね。
That sounds too much like Bartolo. Barolo, a red wine produced in the village of Barolo and its surrounding villages in Piedmont. It is also called the wine of kings because of its rich taste. Har har, you did a funny.
ええ、亡き大旦那様ご自慢の。
あれを開けちゃおう。ああいうワインはこういう時のためにあるんだ。付き合ってくれる？ギルバート。
俺は飲むぜ。
遠慮はいらない。僕もそれなりにいけるから。
I left quietly so as not to disturb them. Blocked. Blocked. Who's getting blocked? Oh god, it's this guy! This guy with this really crazy name. Ghirlandaio. Ghirlandaio. Girl, whatever.
ディレット俺に連絡が
Oh
つ
shit,
か
he
ない。
got clapped too! Oh, well, it was kind of implied, or I don't know. He either died or he's in the hospital, but I think he died. This crazy man who's running amok. He's slashing people left and right. I don't think he wants to leave any people alive.
なかなか使える情報だったから、今後も利用してあげようと思ったのに。まったく、何をやってるんだか。
Nicola and Gil ended up drinking in the living room until morning. I wondered what they talked about all night. It was a question I knew not to ask. Yep. The following day, Gil didn't come down to the living room until past noon.
よーシニョリーナ。昨日は飲みすぎた。頭が痛い。
Drank some water.
ニコラが俺にばっかり飲ませてきてな。この酒はあんまり好きじゃないとか下手な言い訳しやがって。
One night wouldn't be enough to fix things. But at the very least, Gil seemed to be in his usual mood when he went to his room this morning.
心配かけたな。
No, don't apologize. If anything, maybe if we didn't bump into each other, he probably would have ended up dead too. Not at all.
ニコラはまだいるか。ちょっと話がしたいんだが。
He's in his room. Let me go and get him. I stood up from the sofa and headed over to Nicola's room to call him. He immediately responded to my knock.
どうぞ。
I opened the door and peeked inside. Nicola, Gil just got up and he said he wants to speak with me.
わかった。僕も話しておきたいことがあるからちょうどよかったよ。
Yes, how convenient. Nicola put away the documents on his desk before getting up from his chair. What could it be about? I wondered to myself about what it could be as Nicola and I returned to the living room. As soon as we sat down, Gil began to speak.
多くの仲間を失った。けど、俺たちが今まで積み上げてきたもんはまだ残ってる。取引先が消えたわけでも、銀行に預けてる金が尽きたわけでもない。外に出てた構成員もみんな生きてるしな。だから、俺が腐ってるわけにはいかない。俺は家族を殺した奴を許さねえ。犯人を見つけて必ず落とし前をつけさせる。
僕の方も何か情報が入ったらすぐに知らせるよ。組織を立て直すのには時間もかかるだろうし、君さえ良ければ好きなだけここにいてくれて構わない。
Look at that, good guy, Nicola.
グラッツェ、ニコラ。
I could see a faint smile on Gil's face.
でも早めに出ていけるように善処する。ビスコンティのボスがファルツォーネのアンダーボスの家に居候してるなんて噂になるのはごめんだからな。
遠慮しなくていいんだよ。後になってあれは敵を油断させるための作戦だったって新聞に書かせよ
う。まだ根に持ってるのか、ニコラ。
もちろん。君とダンテが最後まで僕には知らせずに動いてくれたからね。感謝してもしたりないよ。
The two of them were joking around again like before.
うちの屋敷に出入りする人間には説明しておく。君は気兼ねせずここを宿代わりにしてくれて構わない。それと僕は今後しばらくの間ここから組織を動かすつもり。
What do you mean?
もしヴィスコンティの屋敷が襲われた原因がマフィアの拠点だからだとすれば、ファルツォーネの屋敷も同じように襲われるかもしれない。
犯人の狙いがヴィスコンティじゃなくマフィアだとすれば、あながちありえない話じゃねえよな、それは。
近頃は特に政府や死刑は僕たちを目の敵にしているからね。
Gil nodded in agreement as Nicola went on.
カポが不在の今、ファルツォーネの屋敷まで僕が足を運ぶ必要はあまりない。ここにいてもそれなりに仕事は回せる。もちろん向こうにも定期的に出入りをする。カモフラージュとしてね。何人かの幹部の屋敷も目くらましに使わせてもらう。
He then looks at me with caring eyes.
君もせめて犯人の目星がつくまではここで生活してほしいかな。
Yes, of course.
僕たちの都合で振り回してごめんね。荷物は後でレオに運ばせるよ。
I understand. Thank you, Nicola. Nicola was clearly troubled by the idea of inconveniencing me, but I knew this was for the best. With all that was happening, it seemed incredible that he still kept me in his thoughts. In the evening, Leo came by to bring me my things from the Falzones. It seemed he would be coming here periodically from now on. As for Nicola, after speaking to Gil, he returned to his room to work. So just like that, just like back at the Falzone Manor, I decided to visit him in his room with a cup of espresso.
ありがとう。ちょうど何か飲みたいと思っていたところだったんだ。
Yes, how convenient. Nicola greeted me with a smile. I carefully set down the espresso on his desk. Instead of reaching for it immediately, Nicola stood up from his chair.
リリー
Yes? What? Nicola held his arms out to me. Somewhat puzzled, I walked toward him, and he hugged me tightly. He then whispered in my ear.
ゆうべはそばにいられなくてごめん。ちゃんと眠れた。
I responded. Hold on. I think he's gonna feel some type of way if I say this, but sure. Did you sleep well, Nicola? Didn't I tell you not to answer my question with a question?
あんまりかな。朝方までギルバートに付き合っていたから。
Oh, yeah, I forgot. They did say that, so was a question.
でも普段からそんなに長く睡眠を取らないしね。寝起きは悪いけど。
So you finally admit it? A small smile escaped me. Seeing him smile in turn, I decided to tell him what was really on my mind. Please don't push yourself too hard. I wouldn't want you to collapse from overwork.
忙しいし大変だけど、こうして君がそばにいてくれるから大丈夫。
Chad, you could say that and then like fucking you pass out from lack of sleep and working yourself to death. Please, Nicola.
僕もまだしばらくは頑張れそう。
Yes. As much as I admired Nicola's dedication, it was sometimes painful to do nothing but watch. If only I could be more helpful to you.
エスプレッソを持ってきてくれたよね。
Well, I suppose.
大変だったんじゃない？うちのキッチンに入るのは。
Oh, now that you mention it, it took a long time to convince Bartolo. He's like, girl, get the hell out of my kitchen. He was determined to keep me from entering. He said that he could not have the master's future wife be put to work like a servant. Oh, okay. I pleaded with him to just let me through so that I could prepare 1 cup of espresso.
へえ、それはすごいね。バルトロと言い合って勝つなんて僕でも難しいのに。じゃあ、君が入れてくれたエスプレッソ、冷めないうちにありがたくいただこうかな。
You do that, darling. With that, Nicola returned to his chair. He picked up the cup and drank his espresso, breathing a sigh of satisfaction. Just then, there was a knock at the door, and I heard Leo's voice from outside.
ニコラさん、お客さんです。情報屋らしいんですけど。
Dude, he's your best friend. Come on. Not in this route, I know.
ああ、もう来たんだ。どうしていいよ。
The door opened somewhat reservedly, and Orlok stepped into the room. Hi, sweetheart. Oh. Yeah, he got some pretty rough news, I remember this. His face looked paler than usual, as though he was under the weather.
ニコラに頼まれてたこと調べた。
Orlok noticed me and paused, but Nicola silently urged him to continue with his eyes.
まず、昨日の火事のことだけど、目撃者は見つかってない。
そう。ありがとう、オルロック。
I couldn't refrain from asking, Orlok, are you feeling all right? You don't look well at all. You seem to be doing even worse than before. Oh, my baby! Don't lie!
オルロック、何かあるなら相談してほしいな。君とは短くない付き合いなんだし。
Orlok was quiet with hesitation, averting his eyes for a moment before he spoke.
お世話になってた人が死んだ。殺された。その人はこの町の人じゃない。俺はずっとブルローネにいたから。だから亡骸も見てないけど、死んだのは本当らしい。犯人もまだわからない。
君が本気で探そうと思えば見つけられるんじゃない？
だけど見つけてもどうすればいいのかわからない。
復讐したい？
わからない。今はただすごく悲しくて。
Oh, give him a hug. I know it's not his route, but still.
なんだか変な感じ。
Orlok seemed on the verge of tears, but he gave a weak smile.
二人に話しても何の解決にもならないし、教えても意味がないって思ってたから、今まで言わなかったのに。だけど、言ってみたら、少しだけ気持ちが軽くなったような気がする。
Nicola gave a gentle smile as he spoke to Orlok in a kind voice.
それで、君、ちゃんと眠れている？
Oh, you're the last person that should be asking this.
うん、普通に。
食事は？
Again, you are the last person to be asking this.
食べた。昨日、パンを。
Oh, my baby, you need more than bread.
どう思う？リリー？
I think you're not eating enough. Yes, you're not. I agree. It sounds like you haven't eaten since yesterday. And even then, it was only a piece of bread. That wasn't a question.
でも、大丈夫。いつもそうだから。
Ugh. I mean, that's what I'm doing. I'm not even touching bread. Like, I'm just fasting, but no excuse. No excuse, baby. You need a full, good, home-cooked meal. Nicola, let me read that again. From the top. Nicola and I looked at each other and nodded.
オルロック、今日はこの後何か予定が？
Yeah, cancel your plans. I don't know what you're doing. But you're gonna hang with us.
特には。
そう。バルトロに伝えてくれる？今日の夕食はお客様が一人増えるって。
I'll let him know right away.
Hush! 俺、そんな。
Hush. You are sitting with us. You are having a nice meal with us. I don't want to hear it. I quickly darted out of the room before Orlok could refuse. Bartolo was standing at attention by the living room, so I let him know about our guest.
かしこまりました。
Bartolo?
少し驚きました。あの方はこの屋敷はあまり好んでおりませんから。ほとんど寄りつきませんでしたし、当然ご友人を招いたこともなかった。
I see.
些細な変化ではありますが、私には何か少しめでたいことのように思えまして。
Heh heh. I'm sure having dinner with everyone will be a nice change of pace for Nicola. I'll help prepare the...
いけませ
He's
ん。
like, it's the little girl, go sit down. But Julia's been teaching me her recipes.
関係ございま
Do
せ
you
ん。
not love your wife? Do you not trust her? Why the hell are you not letting me help you? Okay, I'll stop. But are there enough people here to help?
考えがありますので、ご心配いただかなくて結構で
It's
す。
just 4 people. One person can cook for 4 people. And with that, Bartolo quickly strode away. Child. Hold on. Intuition. Okay, let's see what's good. After Lily left, I waited for Orlok to gather his thoughts before asking him to continue with the report.
例の噂。ファルツォーネの悪評の出所はカジノでまず間違いないと思う。
Well, don't worry, we clapped the source. So, well, not we, but the source was clapped.
なるほどね。ま、納得かな。
In addition to having Orlok investigate the incident behind the attack on the Visconti, I asked that he also gather information regarding Dante's arrest and the rumors being spread about the Falzone.
あそこは国営カジノだし、政府や死刑の息がかかっているということかも。とはいえ、あの場所を使うために歴代のディレットーレには相当な額を支払ってる。今だって例外じゃない。何か個人的な恨みがあるのか、それとも単なる金目当てなのか。
Most defo the latter.
ニコラ。昨日カジノのスタッフが数名殺された。その中にディレットーレもいる。
Damn, yeah, they got him too.
ちょうどビスコンティで火事が起きる少し前。国営カジノの中で起きた不祥事だから隠蔽しようとする動きもあるみたいだけど。
Excuse me. Even if the casino, the direttore, was the source of the rumors. I have the hiccups. Determining his motives after death would be futile.
それともう一つの調べ物。
I quickly, sorry, jumbling words. I took the folded paper that Orlok handed to me and quickly read over its contents.
オルロック。
はい。
I pointed to one of the names on the list and asked her.
この議員についてもう少し調べられる？あ、いや、これはさすがの君にも荷が重いか。
できると思う。少し時間をもらえれば。
できるか。
I had my suspicions, but I was quite certain now that Orlok was no ordinary informant. The person I asked him to look into was a prominent government official in Rome. A person who had no doubt taken great lengths to hide what he didn't want others to know. Remaining ignorant of Orlok's own background had its risks. But I didn't have the luxury of choice now. I decided to trust my instincts.
頼んだよ、オルロック。
Wait, Bartolo! I tried my best to convince him, but he would have none of it. I once again suffered defeat against the formidable Bartolo. Why are they looking like that? Oh, gosh. At the dinner table, Orlok looked as nervous as a stray cat who had been brought into a strange place. That's exactly what he's giving me. Like, a puppy or a stray or a kitten or something like that, and they don't know what to do.
Hey,
it's Julia. How come Julia has a portrait but not Bartolo? Julia? You're here!
ええ、バルトロから連絡がありまして、お客様が増えたので、今夜は手伝いに来てくれないかと。
Ah. I could see now why Bartolo was strangely confident despite the number of dinner guests. A variety of dishes were brought to the table. The minestra maritata, I don't know, I probably butchered that, had pork, had pork, zucchini, celery, and more in a rich savory broth. The ravioli was stuffed with cheese and ground lamb, covered with in a flavorful tomato sauce simmered with oregano and basil. Damn, that sounds good. Stop it!
こいつはうまそうだ。夕食の時間に間に合ってよかったぜ。
I don't know what that minestra maritata is, but I wanted to make some like legit not by hand because I don't have all the machinery, but the like different ravioli. Like there was one with like mushroom in it. Damn, I want to try that one. Sorry, y'all.
ありがとうございます。お口に合えばいいんですが。
Gil seemed to be completely recovered from his hangover after last night. Yeah, food will do that to you. He's like, what's he doing here? Noticing that Orlok was frozen in place, Theo tilted his head as he helped serve the dishes.
どうかしましたか？ジュリアンの料理は最高なんで遠慮せずに食べてください。
俺。
このカジキのブラーチェ。炭火焼きなんですけど、すごく美味しいです。そら豆のピューレもバッチリ合うんで。
レオ、オルロックが困っているよ。
あ、すみません、つい。
Watching the scene play out in front of me brought a smile to my face. Nicola's really considerate, isn't he? It's very sweet.
けど、前にダンテさんが言ってましたよ。ニコラさん、昔はやんちゃだったって。
I can see that. A rascal? That's hard to imagine.
武勇伝とか聞きました。小さい頃はよく町の子と喧嘩して怪我して帰ってきてたって。
ああ、そんなこともあったね。
Nicola chuckled at Leo's comment. Eh? I looked at Nicola's face for a moment. There was something about his smile that I couldn't quite put my finger on. Well, put your lips on it.
さあさあ、冷めないうちに食べてくださいな。おかわりもたくさんありますから。
ありがとう、ジュリア。
As Nicola thanked Julia, his smile seemed to be back to normal. I must have been seeing things before. I cleared my mind and went right into dinner with our table full of guests. After dinner, Nicola and I went back to his room to spend some time together. He made sure not to be distracted by work so he could give me his undivided attention, but... Huh? The lack of sleep from last night must have caught up with him, and he eventually nodded off. I opened my eyes and looked around the room. Nicola? Nicola was already dressed and sitting at his desk. He seemed to have woken up some time ago. Seeing me get up, he gave a gentle smile.
君は寝ていていいんだよ。
How long did you sleep? Like 2 seconds? The fuck? But Nicola walked over to the bed again and sat himself down next to me. He was still holding some documents in his hand.
君が眠れるまでおしゃべりでもしようか。
Didn't we do this the first game? About what? He thought for a moment, looking me in the eye.
君が聞きたいことなら何でも。希望は？
No, I'm just kidding. Nicola wakes up on the... Ah, okay. Alright. Oh, you're awake, Nicola? Her face was right above mine.
そうか。僕は膝枕をお願いして、そのまま寝てしまって。
I managed to suppress my unsettled feelings. Did you have a good rest?
ありがとう、リリー。
I smiled as I smiled as I slowly sat up again.
ごめんね、付き合わせて。冷えたんじゃない？
Not at all. It's very nice out today.
本当に？
I was about to confirm with a touch of her cheek, but for some reason I hesitated and took her hand instead.
こんなに手が冷えてる。ごめんね。サロンで何か温かいものを飲もうか。
Thank you. Were her cheeks flushed because of the cold, or because of something else? I'm willing to bet something else.
まさか本気で寝るなんて。
Not since I was a child. Not since I was a child had anyone seen me asleep.
そうだ。眠る前は子供の頃の話までして。今まで誰にも話したことはなかったのに。
I hadn't even shared how I felt about it with Dante. Nicola? Lily looked at me in a curious way, and I responded to her in the best smile I could.
ごめん、ぼーっとしていた。まだ少し寝ぼけているのかもしれない。何が飲みたい？カフェラテかな？ホットミルクもいいね。君のリクエストなら僕が作ってあげる。
I gave myself a stern reminder as I led her toward the salon.
これ以上は危険だ。この子に情を移さないようにしないと。
Okay. Well, I want to hear more about when you were little.
前にも話したことがなかったっけ？
Well, tell me again! I remember that you told me about the time you and Dante were abducted, but Leo mentioned earlier that you used to be a little rascal when you were little. That really surprised me.
それはね、大人になれば落ち着くものだよ。誰だってそうだと思うけど。
Of course, but thinking about his childhood made me remember another thing. Say, Nicola? Did that music just cut off? Yeah, it did. You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to, but when Bartolo mentioned Vittoria, Was he talking about your mother?
その話はあまりしたくないけど、君に言わないわけにもいかないか。
Nicola closed his eyes and took a deep breath.
君の言う通り、ビットーリアは僕の母の名前。もうすぐ命日なんだ。バルトロは僕が墓参りに行くよう釘を刺したんだよ。昔は仕事を詰め込んで行かないようにしていたこともあったから。
I see. I heard your mother passed away when you were still a child.
そうだよ。僕が殺した。
Okay. Mind elaborating on that? What? Seeing that I was speechless, Nicola continued.
どうしてこんなこともできないの?
Okay, bitch, if you hit the I don't know if I was trying to say kid or child. If you hitting the kid, then I wouldn't be surprised if he retaliated.
言われる前にやりなさいっていつも言っているでしょ? あなたがそんなだから私は。
ごめんなさい、ママ。
いいのよ、ニコラ。賢いあなたならどうして私が怒ったのかわかるわよね。
僕が言うこと聞かないから。
そうよ。私はあなたのためを思って言っているの。本当はこんなことしたくないの。だけどニコラのことが大事だから厳しくするのよ。それもこれも全部あなたをカポにするため。大丈夫。私が絶対にあなたをカポにしてあげる。ファルツォーネを継ぐのはあなたなのよ、ニコラ。
My mother was a troubled person. She demanded absolute compliance, but her orders would change with every mood. She always said everything was for my sake, but if I tried to talk to her, she wouldn't hear it. I felt sorry for her. After my father died, she had no one else to cling to but her son. Perhaps that's the reason she was so desperate that I become the boss of the family. I could hardly blame her for it. After all, my father himself died because he had lost the battle in succeeding the position. Even so, my mother crossed the line. Oh shit. Oh shit, hold on. Before long, she had begun devising a plan to assassinate Dante. The way I found out about it was quite simple. One day, she told me that she had gathered accomplices to kill him for my sake. She was so calm as she said it. By then, I already saw Dante as the rightful successor, and I had no intention of becoming leader myself. If I did nothing, it could mean Dante's death. I wanted to protect him. I didn't want my mother to become a murderer. So I came to a resolve of my own.
Ne, Silvio.
Dante and I were under his tutelage back then, each of us learning about the family business. It was only natural that I would talk to him about what was on my mind. Only now could I see how foolish I was.
僕のお母さんとダンテを合わせてあげることってできないかな。僕、ダンテは将来立派なカポになると思うんだ。だから、ダンテはすごいんだよって見せてあげられたら、お母さんも安心するんじゃないかと思って。
He had the right intentions, but his mother wasn't right, so... Silvio's response was simple. Hell no. Oh, okay, never mind. He smiled and agreed. A few days later,
ただいま帰りました。
I felt my muscles tensing, as they always did when I returned home. Her mere presence was usually, enough to make me withdraw and feel less like myself. She was usually in the living room around this time, so I braced myself as I turned the corner. That was when I discovered my mother covered in blood. What the fuck? Did Dante kill her?
許さないシルビオ
Oh, no, Silvio. They kids. What the fuck, Sasha? Oh, shit. Everything made sense the moment I saw my mother extend her bloody hand to me. Silvio probably knew what I wanted to tell him. That Dante was the one who should carry the family name. That Vittoria still wanted me to become leader, and that she needed to be convinced of it. He read between the lines precisely. Perhaps he had already known for some time, and what I said only solidified his suspicions.
殺してやるわあの子も
Damn, girl, give it a rest. You bleeding. Just cut it out. As her consciousness slowly faded away, she was still so full of anger rather than regret.
ニコラおねがいい子だから
I stood there in silence. I stood there listening to her pleas. I simply looked on as my mother's hand fell to the floor.
彼女が生き延びれば、いずれ必ずダンテを殺すと思った。
You technically didn't kill her. You let her die. Which I know it doesn't make sense, but he didn't. I don't know what the hell happened to Vittoria, but he didn't cause the blood to be on the outside.
すごく悩んだよ。思うところがあったとはいえ、彼女は僕の母親だから。けど、助けを呼びに行くことはできなかったな。ただ、これは僕の言葉が招いた報いなんだって、そう思った。
I couldn't say anything, even though Nicola's story had ended. I didn't know such a thing happened between Nicola and his mother. Nicola wanted to save both Dante and his mother, but the reality made it impossible. In trying to resolve the situation, he had unknowingly caused his mother's own death, because he spoke about it, however vaguely. Could it be? I remembered what happened last year. The reason why Nicola took action without telling anyone was because of what happened in his past. Maybe he thinks that sharing information could lead down a similar path. What should I say? Of course. Hold on. Honestly, say it was not your fault. Like I said this. I said it wasn't your fault because you didn't. I don't know what the fuck Silvio did to her, but you didn't do what Silvio did. Silvio killed her. Silvio did it. You were a child. You didn't know any better. Nicola, it wasn't your fault. I made sure that my voice was clear as I said it.
でも、 僕の言葉がきっかけになったのは間違いないと思うよ。
You didn't know, like, to meet Dante, whatever, for her to meet Dante and, like, tell her to back off, but Silvio just took it to the extreme. I didn't know Silvio or what kind of leader he was, but he was a powerful mafia boss. Would he have really been so influenced by a child's ideas? Neither of us would know the truth. Which is why I didn't hold back. You didn't do anything wrong, Nicola. I know you didn't do anything wrong.
根拠なんて何もないくせに断言するんだね。
Who needs evidence when you have the power of love? Nicola smiled a bit.
これは昔話だ。母もシルビオももういない。ダンテはカポになって僕は彼の右腕をしている。それだけで満足なのに、僕は悪くないって君がそう言ってくれるのは結構嬉しいものだね。
He's a hard one to read though, y'all. So is he truly feeling relief, satisfaction for me saying this, or is he putting up a front? He is a good liar. That's the problem. Nicola smiled at me gently.
ごめんね。ね、物語にはふさわしくなかった。
Yeah, that wasn't. No, thank you for telling me about it. He gave me a tender kiss on the forehead. God damn it, missing my lips entirely. Then looked down to read the documents in his hand. I slowly closed my eyes, knowing that I'd no longer be able to sleep.
母親のことなんて久しぶりに思い返した。
I had no intention of telling Lily about her. I honestly didn't want to remember those days.
やんちゃだったか。
I remembered how wide-eyed Dante would be. Whenever he noticed my bruises, I would tell him another tale of victory. Yep. Sorry. How I was able to beat the other kids all on my own. I would never say they were from my mother. Oh.
ジュリアとかはきっと気づいていたんだろうな。
Wow. A few days passed since I began staying at the Francesca Manor.
今日はファルツォーネに行ってくる。せっかくの週末を君と過ごせないのは残念だな。あ、そうだ。今日は広場で何か催しがあるんじゃないかな。レオと少し街を見てきたら？
Yeah, you like my diet view. Are you sure?
もちろん護衛は必要だけどね。人の多い場所に限るけど、たまには気分転換しておいで。
Nicola suggested at breakfast that I go out. Leo would be picking me up sometime this evening. I wondered what I could do to pass the time until he arrived.
いいですか？何度もお伝えしていますように、掃除など使用人の仕事です。どうか何もなさらないでください。
He's like, how many times I gotta tell this hard-headed little girl? Bartolo found me cleaning around the manor and was giving me a good scolding. But there's nothing else to do.
でしたら、コーヒーをお出ししますから、お菓子でも召し上がっていてください。
Oh, hell yeah, I'll take them. That's not what I meant. Despite the misunderstanding, Bartolo somehow forced me back into the living room. Having been thwarted once again, I decided to read while I waited for Leo. I'm going to defeat Bartolo one day. The plaza was bustling and lively, food stalls and people all over the place.
ずっと屋敷にいるのは退屈でしょうし、今日くらいは羽目を外して楽しみ
Hell
ましょう。
yeah. Thank you, Leo. We walked through the crowd when suddenly a thought came to mind. Say, Leo, about Nicola. He's very serious when it comes to work, isn't he? My sudden question seemed to catch Leo off guard.
そうなんですかね。才能もあると思いますけど、ニコラさんって大体何でもできますよね。英語は完璧だし、フランス語も少しできるらしいし、体も鍛えてるし、銃の腕前はもちろん、ナイフの扱いだってうまいし。
Okay, trilingual king. Because it's assumed he's speaking Italian. But they're speaking Japanese. So, okay. Italian, English, and French.
あ、前にちょっと指導してもらいましたけど、ああ見えて素手でも強いですよ。俺と他の構成員の3人がかりでもかなわなかったです。
I see. He must have been doing his best ever since he was just little. I wonder if all this just comes naturally to him. Leo? Just as I was about to ask him another question. Huh? Leo? Where did you go? Leo was right beside me just now, but all of a sudden he was nowhere to be found. It seems we were separated in the crowd. We couldn't be that far apart, but it was hard to find him with all the people around me. What should I do? Ah! As I wandered around in search of him, I bumped into someone by accident. He had been walking erratically and was glaring at me with a red face. Who the hell are you calling Missy? Pal. I'm sorry. I was just looking for someone. The man seemed to grow more enraged by the second. Let me guess, Nicola pops out of nowhere.
うちの妹が悪かったね。謝るよ。
Bitch, you ain't my big brother. Leave me alone, you weirdo. Before I knew it, Teo moved in between us to protect me.
保護者連れかよ。
Let me see what you got on. I need to see the whole thing, but not bad. I still don't trust you, though. The man was still angry, but he turned around and walked away. Teo looked back at me with a disappointed expression.
危なっかしいな。ほら、端に寄りなよ。
Teo pulled on my hand and led me out of the crowd to the edge of the plaza. He wasn't wearing his usual black robe. He looked like any ordinary young man in those clothes. I almost hadn't recognized him. Thank you. You saved me.
とっさとはいえ、あの酔っ払いが兄弟だって信じてくれてよかったよ。
We do look similar, so he must have had no reason to doubt it. Not just our hair color, but even your eye color and mine are similar. Is that right? Shit, I thought Lily's blonde hair, blue eyes. Well, I guess because one of his eyes are blue, green, or something like that. I forgot what Lily's eyes look like. Oh, but your eyes are much prettier than mine, especially since they're different colors. Bitch, you didn't say that about Orlok. Or maybe she did, I don't know. I've always admired them, ever since we met. He's like, girl, what the fuck? Theo looked away without saying anything. I knew we weren't well acquainted, but I felt a sort of familiarity with him. Seeing him react this way made me wonder if I went too far.
今日は君一人で来たの？
No, No, I was just with someone, but I lost him.
じゃあ、そいつと合流できるまで付き合うよ。
Thank you. A hush fell over us, and before I could think of anything else to say, Teo spoke.
何？いつもと違う格好だから驚いた？
Well, I suppose that's part of it. I wondered if it would be alright to say, but I made it up in my mind to continue. You called me your little sister back then. I don't have any siblings, so it was sort of nice. When I was growing up at the church, a lot of the others were actual siblings. I used to envy them back then, how they had each other. Oh, but I did grow up with a friend who's like a sister to me, even to this day. But still, I used to wonder what it would be like to have a brother who would take care of me sometimes. Teo was listening to me intently, but gave no indication that he would respond at all. Seeing him in plain clothes made me forget that I was talking to a priest until now. Girl, you better keep them thoughts in check.
あ、よかった、リリー。
Leo! Leo swam through the crowd with haste until he managed to reach us.
すみません、はぐれちゃって。
No need to apologize. I got lost myself too. Of course he did. But yeah, this meanwhile story, let's check it out. Prepare.
必要な情報はオルロックが掴んでくれた。おかげで作戦の精度が上がる。
Our men were already on the move. The plan's success hinged on the jobs in Rome and Bari being carried out simultaneously. As I looked down at the list, I found myself praying.
祈るなんて柄でもないけどね。
Hey, it could work. I turned to introduce Teo, but he had already disappeared. Damn that cliched anime trick. Well, he did say he'd only wait until I found Leo. And they did kind of exchange a few lines for him to just, Teo to just leave. So it's not that bad. I wish I could have thanked him again. Night had arrived. Hearing that Nicola had just returned, I went to his room to see how he was doing.
どうぞ。
Welcome home, Nicola.
うん、ただいま。どうしたの急に。構ってほしくなった？
Well, I missed you and wanted to talk to you a while.
今日は随分素直だね。
Something wrong with that? Nicola looked momentarily surprised, but stood up and walked toward me.
でも嬉しいよ。
Nicola smiled and held my cheek in his hand as his face approached mine. Ah, come on! Just as our lips were about to touch, the phone rang. God damn it. You should get that.
本当は無視したいけど、大事な連絡だと困るしね。仕方ない。
Nicola sighed as his hand left my cheek to pick up the receiver. Though I couldn't hear anything from where I stood, I could see Nicola's expression harden. Uh-oh. After a few minutes, he quietly set it down.
ごめんね。
Of
急な
course.
仕事が入った。今から出かけてくるよ。多分遅くなるから、君に構うのは明日にさせ
Of
てくれ。
course. Oh, I didn't play this, y'all, I promise. Of course, I understand. Be careful, Nicola. Nicola picked up his hat and took his leave. I wanted to tell him that I ran into Teo again, but it would have to wait for now. I could only guess what Nicola was told on the phone just now, but judging by his expression, things did not bode well, and I began to feel a knot in my stomach. Oh, yeah, she got that premonition over her, then. Yike. No bueno. I quickly made my way to the church. Oh, shit, okay.
やあ、ニコラ・フランチェスカ。君と話がしたい。無理にでも時間を作ってくれないかな。教会で待ってるよ。君にも鍵の乙女にも俺は危害を加えるつもりはない。だけど君が拒否するつもりなら教会の人間がどうなっても知らないよ。
I arrived at the church to find the door shut, so I kept moving toward the back. In the garden leading to the cemetery stood a still shadow underneath the moonlight. I took in a breath before calling out to him. Teo? Yep.
やあ、テオ。教会には警護をつけている。君のような部外者が立ち入って、彼らが今もまだ動いていないのはおかしい。
What do you mean? He has the power of God and anime on his side.
邪魔されるのは嫌いなんだ。彼らが動く前に俺の方で対処した。殺してはいないよ。おとなしくしてもらってるだけ。
I assigned more than enough soldiers here. This kid in front of me actually took them all down, or took them down all by himself.
君は一体
What the fuck? How does the church be training people? You have him and Orlok. They're like some freaking freaks of nature killing machine. Well, not killing, but Terminators or some shit like that.
俺のことなんてどうでもいい。それより例の件だ。ちゃんと彼女に伝えたんだろうな。まだなのか？意外と思い切りが悪い男なんだな、君は。
Maestoso. Maestoso. Alrighty, y'all. So, with that being said, that is another chapter down. And, let's go ahead and save. Woo, woo, woo. Okay. Got some happy music, so... yeah. Yeah, it was a bit interesting to know. We found out what happened with Nicola and his mother. These chapters, though, they are really long. But other than that, it's a lot of stuff that's being thrown in the mix as well. There's the meanwhiles, and then there's the arias now, which are new. And I still don't know what the heck they're all about, but I'll look into it, I guess. But yeah, y'all, thank you very much for watching, tuning in with your girl. Another chapter down, chapter 4. The frick? Chapter 4 is coming up next, excuse me. So chapter 3, Confuoco, that was said and done. But now we have Maestoso. I keep saying the S like it's a Z. So yeah, folks, I'm gonna have to charge the mic and the receiver and edit this video, have it up later on this evening, and I'm gonna try to play tomorrow, chapter 4 for tomorrow. But like I said, y'all, these videos, they may come every other day versus every day because, you know, they're so long. And yeah, That's good. That's gonna do it for your girl. Again, thank you all for watching. Y'all know my philosophy on this YouTube shit. View what you wanna, do what you wanna, and I'll see you lovely lads, lassies, and legends in the next episode. So until then, my friends, take care, take it easy, and peace.